I forgot to turn the volume down, and welcome back to Okage Shadow King.
I did that too, but I checked it before we started.
I did not. Welcome to... These are the planes. I don't remember what they're actually called. Rochelle.
Do you remember what we're doing? Because
I do. I do.
Okay.
And I can remind you. Because we are going to fight the former Chairman Evil King. Remember last time we had to go through all the bureaucratic red tape just to get to him? And then he was like, come find me in the bottomless abyss. I don't remember if that's the actual one he went to. Maybe. Is he the first?
One of the abysses.
Yeah, I think it is bottomless abyss. Or endless abyss. We'll find out in 12 seconds.
Okay.
Yep. He's here! I mean, yeah, I wasn't sleeping. Stop blaming me, Stan! This is why no one likes you.
What if it's your fault, though?
It is.
It's
not my fault. It is definitely Stan's fault. He is projecting. Stop projecting! You're a shadow! You're the exact opposite of projecting!
Well, it depends on how you define projection.
Well, it can... It can... Okay, it is created by light being projected at a source, but it's the absence of the projection that makes the shadow. Or something.
Or something, yes. The or something. Critical.
Escapeless Abyss. My bad.
Escapeless? What the?
It's the Escapeless Abyss. Even though we can just go back into where we came. I wonder. So I ordered a bunch of stuff. I say, turning away from the microphone. I ordered the English strategy guide, the game with the manual, and the Japanese strategy guide, trying to see if I could find literally any hints whatsoever about the development cycle of this game. And also, hoping to find other arts. No, not really. Although, I will say, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, they're completely different styles. The Japanese guide is done completely differently from the Prima guide. But the Prima guide has more arts in it. And that surprised me.
Yeah.
Okay, where the fuck is the Escapeless Abyss? I want to see what it is in Japanese, as if I can read it. Let's see. Alright, hang on, gotta find... Oh no! Koko dewa something. Rosary-chan-san. Yaki-suring. Oh, yeah. Oh no. I'm really not gonna be able to read this. They're using dialects!
Uh-oh.
Because, he's saying Rosalind and Kisling something something something. But they did yeah. Maybe it's with Kisling? I don't know. That's not the way I know how to say it. Anyway, no, not Linda. That's the dungeon after. I need the ex-chairman. Okay, there he is. So, that was the dungeon name. Is it that? It might be that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I hope you were looking, because I was not.
Yeah, see? TIE Fighter!
Yes! So, talk about the game instead of the fucking book for a second. The lightning spell sounds is
right.
And after hearing it a few times, because most of the battles are sped up, I was like, you know what, that kind of sounds like a TIE fighter.
That's because it does. It does, damn it. I can speak.
Exactly. So, you know. Anyway, it's kanji I don't recognize, so I'll never know until I learn that kanji.
You can just slap it into Google Translate somehow. I don't know how.
I would have to do a multi-step thing where I have to use my little app or website where I can recreate the kanji, and it'll tell me which symbols it thinks it is based on my handwriting. And then go from there, and then combine them together, and see what words they are, and then try to make sense of it.
Okay!
Because you have to remember, some of these symbols, actually a lot of these symbols mean something by themselves. So...
That's just the way. Efficiency or die!
I mean, I feel like... I mean, obviously, I love Japan, but for Japanese and Chinese, having, like, well, there's radicals too, we're not even getting into this, just treating kanji as if it's just a bunch of individual characters. That is super inefficient! Like, that is like, oh god, I think there's 16,000 characters.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I think the ones that they expect people to actually know off the top of their head is like 4,000. And I'm like, okay, you can compare that to words. Sure, but at least, like, words, you could, like, words as in with the, romantic alphabet. At least... Oh, I guess it's Greco-Roman. Whatever. You can sound it out. You can guess.
Yeah.
If you've never seen the kanji before, well, that's got a lot of lines. I don't know what those lines mean.
There's at least 3 lines there. I don't know how to pronounce that.
They're definitely more than 3 lines. I love the 14-stroke ones. Hell, I think even Watashi is like 6 strokes.
Oh my god.
No. It might be 4 if you're doing it not correct. I'm not sure. I normally don't follow the correct stroke order, sue me. Oh, so these guys are little gears with smiley faces, but spinning around they look funny. Sped up.
I mean, they look kind of funny anyway, if you ask me, but...
I mean, yeah, they're a little bit funny. But they look funnier going fast. You ever seen a gear that fast?
I haven't, and if I do, it's probably not correct what's happening. I should probably run.
Yeah, I guess. Gears normally, the point of them is to not spin super fast.
Yeah.
Okay, seems like you were about to say something.
Me? Oh, well, I was asking, like, this is that inescapable pit thing, right?
Yes, this is the Escapeless Abyss. This dungeon's, gimmick is, holes.
Holes.
Holes that you can barely see. And then you fall into them and you go down a floor. And then you have to go back up.
Wait, are we trying to get to the top, then?
I mean, we're trying to get to the bottom, but only certain stairs can do this, and there's several sets of stairs between each floor.
Oh. I'm like, yeah, because I was like, you fall down the hole, your goal is to go down, then okay, so much the better, but there are only specific routes.
Yeah, because you have to go back up, see? And then you have to get all the urns on each floor to get the correct routes all the way to the bottom, because for some reason, I wish I knew! I wish I had some development information, but God help me, I cannot find any. I wish I knew why all of the dungeons were centered around destroying 4 urns on each level. I think one dungeon actually has you do 6 urns, but usually it's 4. I wish I knew!
Yeah, there is no way that pattern is arbitrary.
But I wish I knew. I mean, each set of dungeons has a different set of urns, and it took me a while to oh, glitched a pit there. Fell down a pit. That each set of urns actually follows the elemental alignment. I wasn't paying attention to what these ones are, but all of them fit into one of the elements. Whether it's fire, or ice, or lightning. There are no neutral urns. Okay. Actually, I think the only other thing that's neutral is the final boss. Based on me flipping through the Japanese book.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, not great, but he's also not that hard, in my experience. Like, there's a couple bosses I died to, I did not die on him. So...
Okay.
So, yeah. Mostly these battles are just long. They're mostly just wars of attrition.
I mean, that's a JRPG for you, so...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the name of the game. But, I have to make sure I don't lose momentum on making the video, because I took a break for a bit. The video where I share the information that is barely information, because it's mostly information on how I can't find any information. I started putting the website in the way back machine and seeing when things were and weren't listed, but there's literally a 5-year gap between the game that came before Okage and Okage. And originally I thought it was an 8-year gap, because the only place that lists that other game is their own websites in, like, 1999.
Did they do this on purpose?
I don't know. They also only update their website, like, every 5-ish years. Their current one is showing stuff from 2014, so it's a little longer than that.
Well, I guess I should be thankful that it's up at all.
Yeah, and at this point, they're mostly doing mobile games.
Oh, they're still going?
Yeah, they're still around. I was actually wondering if they went bankrupt during this, but no, this was their first, as far as I can tell, their first 3D game. They did do a couple other RPGs before this, but they were on the SNES and Famicom, so they were definitely not 3D.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't necessarily expect... I wonder... Cause developers go out of business, like, all the time. So,
yeah.
Enough that I would just expect something that, you know, someone that made a game like this just to not be going anymore.
I mean, to be fair, this and maybe 1 or 2 other games are their only English releases. Everything else is Japan only, except for a Facebook game they did that started in Thailand for some reason. I don't know! Like, I wish I knew!
We'll make our score!
I wish I knew. Honest to God, I have no clue.
That okay? All right.
Like, I even tried reaching out to them since their site still existed and their business still exists, being like, "Hey, I'm trying to figure out what's going on."
I should note, I am not from Thailand. I hope that's not a problem.
And also, I realized after starting all this that technically we're gonna be, this game is gonna be going on the 20th anniversary of the Japanese launch.
Okay. Should we?
Yes.
Maybe if you say that in your contact, you'll get an answer.
I mean, I thought about it. I also thought about trying to do it in Japanese, too, but I'm like, my Japanese is too lacking, and Google Translate doesn't do Japanese well. I know, because a few of the pages that I was going through from ancient Japanese web pages, and using Google Translate because I was lazy, they decided that his grandma was his aunt. And you're like, how did they do that? Well, you see, it's one letter difference.
Oh my god.
I wish I was joking. I think I actually said this last time we were recording because I'm getting some deja vu.
Still though, like, really? Okay, here's my question. What is it with search engines and not being able to handle, like, one letter deviations? Like, I'm thinking about the one on Reddit now, because, like, if you type any part of it wrong, it'll just say there are 0 results! There's nothing that could possibly be this! No siree!
Well, I'm not a system admin, but, it probably has to do with the fact that you're using a text string itself, and it's looking for identical matches, like, you know, as letter 1 equals letter 1 of search equals true, okay, go to letter 2 equals true, and then as soon as there's a typo, it's like, well, now let's do with this. Because, I mean, you know, it's a computer. Everything has to come down to a logical operator at some point. So you'd have to do fuzzy matching. And I feel like a lot of searches don't have fuzzy matching.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, there are obviously workarounds to this. I understand, like, in the beginning, like, when we first getting into search engines, okay, like, you're not gonna get it unless there's, like, you know, an exact match, because it's just kind of like a truth table type thing. But now, like, I don't see an excuse.
Well, I'm not a programmer. I'm not a system administrator. I don't know how hard it is to do fuzzy matching, like to program a fuzzy search. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's probably not trivial, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably not super easy. Doing an exact string is probably much easier.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can understand that. I'm just like, obviously it can be done. There are techniques. So it just comes down to not feeling like it.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have the funding.
Reddit has to fund it, come on.
No, Reddit put all of their money in GameStop.
Right, okay, forgot. You're right, that's far more important.
I mean, it is.
Hell, I agree! I'm being serious!
Did you actually see that AMC was able to get out of bankruptcy just because of the Reddit stock stuff?
Oh my god, economics is just making it up as it goes along!
Yes! Yes, they literally are. How do you give value to something that intrinsically has no value?
You make people think it has value, and then you bank everything on them continuing to think it has value.
And then make sure you bet all of your money on the fact that they will decide it doesn't have value and put out a bunch of ad and news campaigns to ensure that they think there's no value and then piss off the corner of the internet that is Reddit.
Well, that was obviously not a good decision, but hey, I'm glad about the AMC news. That's nice. That's good.
Yeah, it's like, no, I mean, obviously not everyone on Reddit. Okay, I have this tendency to just consider that most people on the internet are around our age, that they're mostly millennials, with some Gen Z, obviously, and some Gen X, and there are some boomers. But the bell curve is around millennials.
Yeah.
It's probably not actually a bell curve at this point. It's probably a skew towards younger. But anyway, it feels very exciting that our generation, or Gen X, they could have been young Gen Xers, I don't know. I assumed they were millennials, because that's just what we do.
No, we do shit like this quite often. Quite often.
Aside from trolling, we also do not like to let things die, despite their insistence that, I guess things are happening.
Yeah, the music changed.
Yo, evil king of chairman! Hey, I told you! I resigned! I'm not the chairman! Now he's the former chairman.
Can I call you Senor Fish Lips then?
You may not!
Well, then I'm just gonna have to kill you.
I am stronger and smarter! Ha ha ha! You cannot conquer the world just by being an evil corporate person.
Watch me.
Look at 2020, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know, that guy's wearing a really nice coat. I wouldn't mess with him.
And now we are in the void in which all battles must go. So we can get that battle music. And because I'm an idiot, I didn't heal, because I didn't want to go all the way back to the entrance to heal.
Maybe you just want a challenge.
He might be one of the ones I had to redo. Him or the next one, I'm honestly not sure. Sorry, I just like the boss music.
No, it's pretty cool. It's definitely funkier than what we've been listening to for the last 20 minutes, so...
Yeah, the dungeon, or this particular dungeon song isn't great. There's like 4 different ones they rotate. Which is also a little weird. That there's not one dungeon theme, and there's not one dungeon oh, I forgot. That's why I had to remind you about all the bureaucracy that happened last part. Not! Yeah. Because he loves making money. And the bureaucracy nonsense.
Well, he's dead now. He can't make money in death, so...
No, he's not dead. We don't kill anyone. We just beat them up until they admit that they didn't win.
What kind of evil king doesn't kill people?
I don't know. To be fair, it is rated E. He's like, what the fuck? Why am I here? She's like, you don't think you can trick us? And he's like, oh man. Alright. Hey, it was worth a shot. He's like, but you know what? I don't feel like being evil now. I mean, I'm not gonna not be evil. I still want to make money. But
now let's not talk crazy now.
But all of a sudden, I just really wanted to conquer the world, even if I didn't make any money. I mean, like, what's up with that? Mr. Ex-Former Chairman Evil King, please just make it longer.
Definitely not long enough. You're right. You're right.
Make it even longer. It must be absurdly long. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Ex-Former Chairman Evil King, sir.
Esquire.
I just keep picking the... I don't know if I picked because they're afraid of the... Or, no, I think I picked because they're on vacation. Because the options were... They're scared of the princess. They're on maybe they're on vacation. Maybe you smell. And I debated for a while between maybe you smell and maybe they're on vacation. So I went for that. Anyway, he's telling us about where we're going next. The Traverse Tunnel. That leads to another world, but it's still the same world, but it's a different world, but it's the same, so I don't get it, honestly.
What world is it?
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's still the same country, it's just icy. And then right next door is a desert, which is not, you know, not healthy, but that happens in video game biomes.
I mean, I guess.
It does. Find me a game that does not have prairie lands, a desert, and ice, and yeah, maybe even a volcano. Because they don't have a volcano. They just have the ocean. In the same country. The same map.
Breath of the No. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Zelda game. They have Gyarados. You know damn well they got desert and ice. Honestly, Zelda is the worst offender at that.
Yeah. Pokemon's not great either.
No, usually there's some ice or volcanoes or everything. And always some water.
Evil King was
right.
Restoring peace to the town of Madrid.
Yay, the narrator's back.
But the road ahead is
Save me, narrator! Please!
The selfish princess, the hero with her parasol, and the ghost professor.
The ghost professor?
That's what he does. He studies ghosts. I don't know what he's a professor of.
Like Danny Phantom!
I guess. I don't know what he's a professor of. I guess technically a professor is a title that doesn't actually have any qualifications, so he's just calling himself that.
I guess. I mean, usually you need to be, like, employed at a university and tenured or something, or on your way to tenure.
Alright,
I haven't seen one university here, so he might have just claimed it. We're not going to question him.
Alright. But yeah, before we start, this is very important. What are the qualifications to call yourself a professor?
Are you Googling that, or?
Yes.
Okay.
They say in the US, it's given to people with a PhD and they are teachers.
I mean, okay.
I am 90% sure he does not have a PhD. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he has a lot of books, right?
He has a lot of books. I mean, you know what? You got me there.